This is your goofy Uncle GreatTreeJam, and I want to welcome you back to another episode of Mass Effect 1. Last time we left off, we raced towards Zeus Hope in order to save the colonists and confront the Thorian, but it seems the Thorian has turned the colonists against us, and we encountered some new zombie-like enemies, Thorian Creepers, that were running amok. Thankfully, we were able to neutralize the Creepers and keep every single colonist alive. However, Fidan did not make it. He ended up shooting himself in an effort to prevent the Thorian from making him fire on us. So unfortunately, we could not save Fidan. At this point, there's only one thing left to do. We need to go down into the depths of Feros and confront the Thorian. I'm going to do just that. But before I do, I'm actually going to switch up my gear. Last time I used a Liberator suit just to give myself a little challenge when I was gunning through Zeus Hope. But now we no longer need it, and I'm going to go ahead and get my combat skeleton back on, and I think we're good to go. Let's proceed down. And as you can see, because we did not kill any of the colonists, we received no renegade points whatsoever. So this is really going to help out with us. We've pretty much done the last of everything that we need to do in order to keep Zeus Hope on the map. So once we get done finishing the Thorian off, we should be able to save the colony and keep it from being liquefied by exogeny. But as you can see, we get our first glimpse of the Thorian, and what a sight it is.
Alright, we just need to find this creature and determine what it... That is... disturbing.
That does not look like any plant I've ever seen. This may be... problematic.
It looks beefy. It kind of looks like a neuron ganglia.
Invaders, your every step is a transgression. 1,000 feelers appraise you as meat, good only to dig or decompose. I speak for the old growth as I did for Saren. You are within and before the Thorian. It commands that you be in awe.
You gave something to Saren. Something I need.
Saren sought knowledge of those who are gone. The old growth listened to flesh for the first time in the long cycle. Trades were made. Then cold ones began killing the flesh that would tend the next cycle. Flesh fairly given. The old growth sees the air you push as lies. It will listen no more.
I won't let you keep your thralls. Release them, now.
No more will the Thorian listen to those that scurry. Your lives are short, but have gone on too long. Your blood will feed the ground and the new growth.
Unfortunately, there is no way to talk this Asari clone down. We have no choice when we're forced into combat. This is as close to a boss fight as we get at Feros. This is pretty much it, guys. Let's go ahead and shut down biotics. And we need to keep an eye for any... Nope, just a thumb. Just a clone. And as soon as we kill her, these Thorian Creepers will emerge and start attacking us. So this is going to be the kind of fight where we need to stay on our toes and if we want to survive. So the same strategy as before applies. Get up close and melee butt them if you want to knock them down. And make sure you make good use of biotics. And that is the first wave, but we've got additional Thorian Creepers that are spawning in. The way this fight is going to work, we're going to have several waves of enemies at once. Every time we take out one of these Thorian nodes, an Asari clone will spawn. These Asari clones are pretty much the most dangerous enemy you will encounter while fighting these groups of enemies. The Thorian clone is a powerful biotic and can incapacitate you for a short period of time using biotic attacks. So you got to be extremely careful. And this is problematic because what the Asari clone does essentially leaves you vulnerable to the Thorian
There's
Creepers.
something here. A growth of some kind.
Alright, and as Liara mentioned, in order to move stage by stage to different levels where we defeat the Thorian, we have to destroy certain clusters of Thorian tissue. So you can see right there. This is going to be a very long fight, and I'm thinking I'm going to be separating these, I'm going to be taking this fight and putting it into 2 videos. There's a lot to fight through.
I think we're done here.
But this is pretty much it as far as a boss fight goes for Feros. I mean, this is all we get. It's basically wave-oriented combat. It's kind of like Horde. But let's keep on moving up. I want to see if I can trigger any enemies to spawn and make sure that they're not... Yeah, there they are. I see them. Oh boy. Clusterfuck, clusterfuck, clusterfuck. That guy was running. And he was smiling too. He's like, hug me! And I was like, no. Wait for me. Get it. No, no, no. Denied. Alright, we're getting a little messy here, so we need to get Singularity going. Alright, come on. There we go. Almost got him. Rex took quite a bit of a beating, but we're okay. Now, this is something you want to keep in mind. If you're having a tough time, you can knock enemies off using biotic powers and knock them into this pit, and it'll pretty much count as an instant kill. So, a little something you want to keep in mind if you really need a breather room.
That hurt it, I can tell. A few more of those and it's in trouble.
But that's pretty much how this boss fight works. We go up one level after another and find more of these clusters to take down. But like I mentioned, you can knock enemies off into the pit below and it'll be an instant kill. Alright, we have yet another Asari clone to tend with. These clones are arguably the most dangerous enemies you'll encounter during this fight. So as soon as you see the Asari clone, I'm just going to go ahead and deploy damping and get Singularity up. I do not want this clone knocking me down. There we go, clone's down, so all we gotta do is mop up the Thorian Creepers. Alright. We can just keep getting them down from a distance and keeping them away from us. That we won't have to worry about, oh boy. Okay, you know what? We are getting some problems, so let's get a little throw in there. We're gonna keep gunning them down. Focus on this guy right here. That's one down. Got 3 more to go. And I'm using the same tactics as I used before. Basically get in, melee butt them, and then back the hell away. Just so I don't get caught up in a second Thorian Creepers attack. And even without the combat exoskeleton, I find that I'm having a pretty easy time just knocking these guys to the ground. But my advice for you is if you're going through this fight, try and focus on the Asari clone first. She is the most dangerous member. She can knock you to the ground and leave you vulnerable to the melee and acid-based attacks of these Thorian Creepers. So, that is something to keep in mind when you're battling through the levels. Let me go ahead and just get these items real quick and move up here. Probably the toughest thing about being in this area is that you're being forced into close quarters. You have tight passageways, tight corners, and you've got to be extremely careful about checking your surroundings and making sure you don't get surrounded. Getting surrounded by these Orion Creepers is one very good way to get you and your squad members killed. So what I'm actually gonna do now, since I don't have any guests to worry about, I'm gonna throw on extra frictionless materials, And I'm gonna switch up to sledgehammer rounds so I can increase my weapon's force. And this will make it just a little bit easier to knock these guys to the ground. Well, let's get Rex to use throw here. And damn, the radius on that thing is impressive. Oh yeah, that's right. Getting worked up, getting dealt with. But we're actually making pretty quick work of these guys. They're not standing much of a chance against us because we are high level. And I think this guy is stuck in the wall. But not for long. We dealt with him. We got him. Alright, so maybe this guy and maybe a couple more? I don't know. I wonder what recording the sound effects for the Thorian Creepers were. It's basically inhale and exhale like a zombie. It is. It adds. They are definitely creepy enemies to fight. I mean, this game's got it all. It's got rogue machines. It's got zombies. And we got a bunch of. Oh, that's an Asari. I need to take her down. Okay. Yeah. Damping. I'm gonna neutralize her biotic powers so she doesn't. And I'm gonna go ahead and use sabotage just in case. Okay, that's not good. Okay, but she's down. Liara is going to. Oh, she's gonna go down. Okay. Okay, I think Liara's okay for now, but I need to be careful and make sure I keep an eye on her health. Liara is not a tank, unfortunately, so we gotta be careful. And as soon as I say that, 2 creepers behind us just spawn an attacker. That's great. Wonderful. Amazing. Okay. Okay. Let me go ahead and get a unity going on.
I'll be okay.
Okay, just this guy, and I think. Oh boy. So we've got the second node that's right here, but we've got a bunch of Thorian Creepers that are just sleeping underneath it. And we got 2 that have basically just, oh, 4. Okay, well, Singularity then. Alright, let's back up a little bit so we don't get overwhelmed. I don't want my squad mates to go down. I don't want Liara to suddenly bite the dust when I need her. Because her biotics are going to come in handy. They're definitely going to be extremely useful for this mission. If we can get them to stay down and I can keep using my sledgehammer rounds to knock them down, that's really going to help. The thing about the Thorian Creepers is that they have a very slow recovery time once they get knocked down to the ground. And this will give you plenty of time to back up and plan your exit if you need to get out of a sticky situation. But we've pretty much taken. Oh wow, that blood effect. Okay, we got one more charging at us. All right, I think we're doing pretty good thus far. It's not looking. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. It's almost down, and there he goes. And something I wanted to mention is that the way this fight works, every time you do a little bit of damage to the Thorian neural node, more of these creepers will actually wake up and start attacking you. So you can do a little bit of damage, and then get ready for some Thorian Creepers to wake up and start attacking you. But yeah. My advice is just do a little bit of damage to the Thorian node, then gun down some creepers, then do a little bit more damage, knock them back a bit, and it'll keep you. If you try and gun down the node before, if you try and gun down the node before you're ready, you could end up in a situation where you've got way too many creepers that are basically just gang raping you and your squad. You don't want that. So let's go ahead and focus on them one at a time. Okay, so we gotta be extremely careful now because not only do we have this creeper right here that we're shooting at, but a bunch of enemies have shown up on our sensor. So let's move up just a little carefully. Okay, and that should get him to attack us. And I'm going ahead and deploy Singularity right now. Okay, I think the Asari clone should be caught up in that, hopefully. If not, well, we can fix that. Okay, she's getting up, she's ready to attack us, so yeah, now we're in some trouble. Okay, we need to get her in the air. For some reason, I think that damping doesn't really do much for her biotic abilities, but I figure, you know, damping's supposed to work. It's supposed to shut down biotics for a short period of time, so, you know, why not use them? Okay, that guy was stuck on the wall, but, you know, I got him. We got him. Hey, what's up? He's almost stops, it's like, hi, I want to give you a hug, yay! I'm just like, no. Fuck out of here. Alright. But as you can see, we're making a lot of use of Singularity. If you have Liara along for the ride on Feros, keep in mind that she has some pretty useful biotic talents. And she can make this section go a lot faster. And by a lot faster, I mean less time spent reloading after you die. That's kind of funny, because sledgehammer rounds is basically, we're knocking these guys down and not really giving them a chance to stand up. And that's exactly what we want to do. We want to keep them on the ground and keep them subdued so that they cannot get up and attack us. And that's the strategy for this fight.
Perimeter clear.
We've actually got a couple, I think maybe 3 or 4, I don't remember how many nodes it takes in order to get to the final part of the fight in order to finish up here, but I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut this video up into 2 parts. So this is going to be a really long boss fight. And I may actually have to let the video run a little bit longer than usual if I want to make sure I get whatever I want done within one episode. But let me go ahead and just gun these guys down real quick. Now keep in mind, we can actually use damping to stun these guys for a brief period of time, and that can also give us a little bit of breathing room to back up and re-coordinate our tactics and regroup with our squad. We'll go ahead and knock this guy down. This guy's just getting fucked up. Look at him. He's going into the wall. Okay, and I think this guy is just stuck. Okay, now he's not stuck anymore, so... Okay. I want to take this node down, but I don't want to go too far, so... Yeah, I can save. Let me go ahead and make a save real quick. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to continue this boss fight in the next vid. This is not really a boss fight, it's more of a... defeat the hordes of enemies and disable the Thorian. It's pretty much as close as BioWare ever got to giving us, you know, a proper fight for this section. And honestly, I feel like the Novaria section when you're fighting Matriarch Benezia, that feels more like a proper boss fight in my opinion. And I think we have another fight coming up in a future mission against Saren himself, and that will also be, you could consider that a proper boss fight as well. But I'm going to have to end the video here, and what I will do is I will boot up next time. We will be right here at the halfway point, and we should be able to finish the Thorian boss fight for now, in the next vid. But for right now, this is a GreatTreeJam. I just want to wish you guys a happy day, night, evening, afternoon, wherever you may be in this universe or the next. And I will see you in the next vid, and we will be finishing the fight with a Thorian. But until then, bye.